Today we're going to look at a day in the life of a over-the-road driver. One of the first things you're going to do is log in with your username and password. Once you log in with your username and password, you're going to click on the word login, and you're going to next be presented with choosing a vehicle. I'm going to select that I'm driving Training NIA today, which is already highlighted here, and click on the word OK. Once I select I'm driving which vehicle I'm driving, it's going to start to download my driver's profile. The next thing you're going to see here is the actual hours of service. This is where you're going to change your duty status, keep up with your time. Okay. Under the word status, the left-hand column here, you see the word off duty, sleeper, driving, and on duty. The first thing I want to do is put myself on duty. Once I select on duty, I'm presented with a couple of different options for my on duty activity. If this is a standard driving day, default should be highlighted, which automatically default is highlighted for you, so you don't have to make a change there. However, if you're just working in the yard or the warehouse, you need to record your on duty time. That's when you would select the yard moves option. Keep in mind, anytime you change your status, you can always annotate your log. Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to put it in pre-trip because it's the beginning of the day. Now, this is totally optional. You do not have to annotate your logs each time. If there is inclement weather, you can give yourself an additional 2 hours by clicking on the inclement weather option. That's what you see here. That's if it's shut down traffic or just the weather is really bad. It adds 2 hours to your on-duty time and drive time. Now down to the bottom here, you have a couple of sub statuses, which typically, if you're going to be a passenger, that shouldn't happen, but you can put yourself in passenger mode. That will just leave you on duty as well. For the most part, you always want to select either default or yard moves for your on-duty activity. The next step here is to click on the word OK. Now, once I click on the word OK, the system is automatically going to change me over to on duty. Okay, right now you're looking at where it says manage logs. If you haven't certified your logs at the end of each day, the system will automatically prompt you to manage your logs. The only thing you have to do to certify your logs is click on the word certify. If you are certifying a log and it's the beginning of that day, it's going to tell you, hey, you're within the first 24 hours. You can either certify them now or you can do it later. All you have to do is click on the word agree. Okay, I'm going to go back to my hours of service because I went on duty a few moments ago. What you're going to notice now that I'm on duty, up to the top, I have 11 hours of drive time. I started with 14 hours on duty. I have 8 hours before I need to take that 30-minute break, and I started with 70 hours for the week. Underneath the word total in the right-hand corner, it's going to show you how long you've been in each status. So this is telling me I've been on duty for 1 minute. The second thing I need to do once I go on duty is I need to do my pre-trip. So up to the top, this first column here, the 3 bars, is my main menu. The second one is my hours of service, and the third one is messaging. I'm going to click on the main menu because I need to go ahead and do my pre-trip. It's the beginning of the day. I'm going to select new driver vehicle inspection report, and I have the option for a pre-trip for my tractor and trailer. I'm going to select pre-trip for my tractor. This is a standard pre-trip form. If you don't have any issues to report, you simply go by your list, go down the row. If there's no issues, I can simply click on send report down to the bottom. However, maybe I'm reporting an issue that I need the maintenance shop to look at. It's not putting my tractor out of service. Maybe it's my reflectors. I simply click on that X and it's going to turn it red. I can go ahead and put a note in here for my maintenance team, and I can take a picture as well. What you're going to notice now that I have selected there's an issue with my reflectors, is making my vehicle not satisfactory. All you have to do in this case is click on the check mark. It's going to change it back green, and you click on send report. Now I need to do a pre-trip for my trailer. I'm going to select pre-trip for trailer. I can add my trailer number in here manually, click on the word OK, same steps. If I don't see any issues here, I'm just going to click on Send Report. Once you finish with your pre-trip, okay, auto duty status is set up on your account. That means you can literally get in your tractor, start to drive. The system will automatically change you over to driving. You don't have to do anything, okay? If you're moving for 5 minutes or at least at 5 miles per hour, the system will automatically change you to driving. Vice versa, if you're driving, you get to your first stop, you jump out of your tractor, the system will change you over to on duty. So the on duty and driving, they rotate between each other. You don't have to do anything there. If you are in driving mode, everything is grayed out. You can't get to the main menu or send a message. You would need to put yourself back on duty if you needed to send a message or get over to the main menu. I'm going to go back on duty here. Now, what I want to also show you, anytime that you need to take your 30-minute break, you have to manually put yourself off duty, okay? Up to the top here is a timer. We're telling you how much time you have before you need to take your 30-minute break. In this case, off-duty break required in 7 hours and 56 minutes. So we're going to just pretend we're at the point where I want to take my 30-minute break. You have to manually select off-duty. Once you select off-duty, default is already highlighted. That means this is my standard 30-minute break. If you're taking your trailer home on your 34-hour reset and you're going to be driving your tractor, that's when you would do off-duty personal use, okay? You can also notate that this is your lunch break. You don't have to, but you can. Next step is to say, okay. Once I put off-duty, my timer is going to start to tick for my 30-minute break. Always use the timer here in the app. Don't use any other time because you can put yourself in violation if you come back too early. Keep in mind, once you get in that tractor, if you're off duty, you get in that tractor and start to drive, the system will change you from driving, from being off duty. Let's say we're at the point where we're at the end of the day and I need to go into sleeper berth. You have to manually put yourself into sleeper as well. Okay, the system will not do that. So you click on OK, put yourself in sleeper berth. The timer is going to tick for you as well. Remember to use the timer for your 30-minute break and your sleeper. If you are in sleeper, you're at a truck stop and someone asks you to move your truck, it will not change you over to driving if you're in sleeper. That's a DOT rule. We're not allowed to change you automatically from sleeper to driving. You have to keep in mind that morning, okay, if your 10-hour sleeper is up, you need to go back and put yourself on duty because it's a new day, okay? You will put yourself on duty, start your day over, which means you need to go in and do your pre-trip all over again. I'm going to back up a little because we just finished our lunch break, okay? Off duty here. I'm on my lunch break. Once I finish my 30-minute lunch break, as I mentioned earlier, if I get in that tractor and start to drive, it's going to automatically change me to driving, okay? Keep in mind, if I'm in sleeper, it does not automatically change you over. That's a main difference that I want you to remember. So we're going to now say we're at the point where we finish with our day. But before we finish, for some reason, we're being pulled over by a DOT officer. I'm going to put myself back on duty. So if you're ever pulled over by a DOT officer and they're requesting to see your logs, all you have to do here, you have these 4 icons here. If you click on this first one, the little hours of service shield, that's going to automatically take you over to inspection mode. This is where the officer can view your logs on the tablet. So I'm going to click on January 22nd here. And what you're going to notice is going to give the officer all your information. As the officer goes down, he can see where you've been, the log you've had, how long you've been on each status as well. He may ask you to export that information to him. So up to the top under the word export, you click on export. Then the officer is going to say send it to him either web services or email. All you have to do is check off whichever one he asks. He's going to give you a file number. You put that number in and you click on the word export. That's all you have to do. Okay, click on export, depending on how he wants you to send him that information, whether it's email or web service. All you have to do is check it off. Whatever note or comment he asks you to put down here, you put that in and click on the word export. Now, let's say you want to put in your bill of lading information, your shipping information, okay? That's going to be this last icon over here. It looks like a little file box. This is where you can put in your bill of lading information. If I click on the plus sign here, I can put in my document number, my shipper information, my commodity, start and end date, and click on the word add. You can add as many shipping tabs that you would like. Just click on the plus sign. This second icon here is the export the information over to the DOT officer. And then we have the middle one here is where you can go in and just manage your logs throughout the day. If you want to send a message to the dispatcher, you simply click on the message icon up to the top, type in whatever that message is that you want them to receive. If this is a high priority message, you're going to click on the exclamation point and send. You can message back and forth between yourself and the dispatcher. I'm going to go back to my main menu here because I also want to show you that you can view the last DVIR. So if you click on view last DVIR, it's going to show you the date and time the last pre-trip was completed on. You can also keep up with the fuel. If you click on your fuel logs, you can put in a plus sign here, and whatever type of fuel, diesel, regular, you can put how many gallons and how much you paid, the state you filled up in, and this information flows to your dispatcher. That's totally optional. Okay. Shipments, we looked at shipments a few moments ago. We'll simply click on the plus sign and we can add as many shipments that we would like to. The next option here is manage logs. We looked at this earlier. This is where you go in and certify that all your logs are correct. Now, what if you see a problem? If you see an issue, you want to reach out to your dispatcher so they can go ahead and fix the problem for you. Okay? That's what you would do in this case. Inspection mode, again, if we're ever pulled over by a DOT officer, we simply click on inspection mode. You can also hitch a trailer. If you click on hitch trailer, you can go in and manually put in your trailer number. And then if you have if you're team driving and you have a co-driver, you simply click on log in co-driver, and this is where the co-driver will enter their username and password. And that's only if you're doing team driving that day. And the last thing I want to show you is the log out driver. If you're not sleeping in the cab that day, once you go off duty, you can come in here and click on log out driver. It's the only time you really should be logging out. Otherwise, you want to stay logged into the tablet. Now, we're going to say we're at the end of our day. What we want to do is go back on duty here, go to our main menu, click on driver vehicle inspection report, and this time we're going to do a post trip. If we don't see any issues with our tractor, we go all the way down to the bottom, we click on send report. Same thing for our trailer. We're doing a post trip on our trailer. No issues here, click on send report. Remember, your pre-trip and your post-trip should take you 15 minutes, okay? You'll know how long you've been in your status if you look over to the right-hand column under the word total. That's going to tell you how long you've been in each status. Now, I'm an over-the-road driver. Once I finish my post-trip, I need to put myself in sleeper, okay? I'm going to go into my sleeper berth, click on the word okay. Now I'm in sleeper for my 10 hours. What I need to do the next morning, once my sleeper berth is up, I need to put myself back on duty because I have to start this whole process all over again. I'm going to go back on duty. I'm going to do my pre-trip, and I'm going to continue on with the rest of the day. If I'm not going to sleep in my cab, once I finish my post-trip, I can put myself off duty. Okay. I can go to my main menu here, and I can simply click on log out driver. And that's going to log you out of the app. We've just looked at a day in the life of a driver. Thank you.